Hey girlies, so this is my lovely client here. I did a full glue-in weave on her hair. So just wanted to show you guys a little heads up, little preview there of what we did. And especially being that it's coming up like prom season and then just going out, you guys may want a really quick, cheap hairstyle, and this is a really excellent way to do it. So if you're interested, stay tuned. So I'm starting off by using some Motion's heat protectant spray that's not really oil based like Silk Elements. I prefer this if I'm doing a glue in. So I'm pretty much just saturating my client's hair on freshly washed hair, y'all, which is important. Make sure that hair is freshly washed before starting the entire process. But I'm just kind of saturating the hair with that. Not too much, but just enough to cover her hair. Once I do that, I'm basically just going to be taking my Chi blow dryer here, and I'm just going through, flat ironing everything, making sure that their hair is as bone straight as possible. Not adding any additional product, but just making sure that goes all the way through and it's all the way blow dried. So now that we're done blow drying, what I like to do is just to kind of get the hair in line and at least get a little bit straighter. I like to take my flat irons and just give it a little bump there, so all the way throughout the head, just to make sure that when I apply the tracks they can lay as flat as possible and just give me a smoother canvas to work with when I do start actually bonding the tracks. But what I like to do is basically just start out by parting the hair by using the end of the rat tail comb, just making sure that you have a really concise part. Now, on this part, I know a lot of people don't focus too much primarily on making sure that the parts are straight, but I like to make sure that the parts are as straight as possible just because you want to make sure that when you do actually lay the tracks down, they're following a really concise pattern. So that's the reason why I prefer to make sure that the parts are straight. So I'm just parting that all the way around, making sure that it kind of follows the natural shape of the client's head. This is just like with the sewing. You don't want to go against the client's natural shape of their head. So you do want to make sure that it's parted perfectly. So I'm just placing 1, 2, and 3 clips all the way around the head just to make sure that the rest of the hair is secure. We don't have any hair falling down when we're trying to glue it in. So now that that's pinned up, what I'm going to go ahead and do at this point is just taking my flat irons again, and I'm actually just smoothing their hair out just one more time. So just run it across again to get it as smooth as possible. Oh, hair slipping down. Okay, so flat ironing that all the way around. Just flat iron it downward in the direction that you want the hair to fall. So I'm going to do that all the way around. Like I said, making sure that that's smooth and it blends in with the tracks as best as possible. Alright, so at this point, all the hair is flat ironed, and what we're going to go ahead and do is basically start laying those tracks. So I've already pre-measured it, and I'm basically just going to start by pressing the first piece, and not right up at the hairline, because you want to have a little bit there to cover it up if you want to push it back. But I'm just going to press it all the way around, making sure that it does not touch the scalp, but just right underneath that scalp area, because you want to make sure that it has room to grow, so it's not pressed right up against the scalp. So I'm pressing that, pressing it, pressing it, pressing it on both sides, just making sure that it stays. And then what I'm going to do is take a light spritz and basically spray it on the tracks like so. And of course take my handy dandy dryer, and I'm making sure that's on low because you don't want to burn your hair or your client's hair. So I have it on low heat, and I'm basically just going around the tracks for probably about 10 seconds. So that's pretty much all I do on each track, but I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys the remainder of the process of how I kind of finish out my client's hair, just repeating the exact same steps that I showed you guys earlier, but just kicking it up a notch so you guys can see how I completed the style. Oh, and here I just wanted to show you guys that I actually glue on the side that's actually double wefted, so you guys can kind of see here that that's the side that I typically use. So I'll just glue on that side and then just press that against the client's head. Now, one other thing that I do a little bit differently when I get to the top of the head, I actually like to place the tracks a little bit further back from the edges just to make sure that the client has a lot of versatility as far as parting. If they choose to do like a straight part, side part, middle part, what have you, they'll have a lot of versatility with it. And the last thing that I'm going to do is just to make sure that those edges are tight. Y'all know the edges definitely have to be straight, but I'm actually applying the Argan Oil Perfect Edges by Cream of Nature. I'm just applying that to a very fine tooth comb like so, applying it to the hair, and then also spraying a light holding spray on it, the light spritz there, which I'll make sure I list all the products below, smoothing that in like so. And then I'm just basically going to take my blow dryer and just kind of blow dry blow dry that into place, and just kind of do that, smoothing those edges out like so, just to make sure that they stay in a very pretty and can hold up through whatever, through this crazy spring weather, prom, whatever the case may be. So I'm just going to flat iron those last few pieces into place, and there you have it, the completed style. So this is my client's final product here. So we have just a little quick side bang that I cut into her hair, and then did some beautiful layers on the side there, perfect for like any dress or whatever that she's going to be wearing for prom. The back we kept straight, and then on the side I just kind of feathered that down a little bit and gave her like a backwards flip there with the flat iron. So nothing too technical, but very versatile for, like I said, any dress or any occasion for that matter. But that is my client's happy client there. But she's gonna do a quick flip there. Very beautiful. And we use Milky Way 14-inch too, by the way. Oh yes. Nice. But if you guys have any questions, definitely feel free to leave them below. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.